Hi, welcome to Flavors of Ireland. I'm Margaret Johnson, and I'm going to be showing you today how to make Guinness and malt wheaten bread. Irish soda bread is the quintessential Irish dish. You'll find it everywhere. You'll find many different versions of it, and this happens to be one of my favorite. It's very, very moist. It has very distinctive flavors in it, including barley malt, which is found in health food stores. It's a great combination to go with Guinness, which is made with malted barley. So the two together make for a very delicious and very moist soda bread. Before I start mixing that, I did want to mention, though, if you are trying to duplicate a recipe for brown soda bread in the U.S., you are going to have to add some fillers, if you will, to bulk it up. This is an example of the texture of Irish brown flour. Our flour here in the U.S. is very finely milled. It's milled like white flour, but it's brown. So it doesn't give enough bulk, if you will, to the recipe. So for the recipe that I'm using, I have 1 cup of finely ground brown flour, which is pretty much all that's available unless you order it through a specialty store. And then a cup each of oatmeal and oat bran, which is a cereal. And then in this bowl, I'm going to transfer this here, though, because I need a little bit of a deeper bowl. I also have, in fact, if you want to take a look here, you see the finely ground wheat flour. This is the consistency of the wheat flour that pretty much is available here. Then when you stir it up, it begins to take on the appearance of Irish coarsely milled flour. So in this I have the baking soda, sugar, and baking powder. And into that we're going to put 4 tablespoons of Kerrygold Irish butter. And this is very widely available here. It's fantastic. You can buy it in almost any supermarket. And Kerrygold imports all their butter from Ireland. It's made in Ireland from only grass-fed cows. So the color of Kerrygold butter is really fantastic. It's lovely yellow, has no additives, no preservatives. The cows only eat grass, so you never have to worry about the quality of this butter. So I'm using a pastry cutter. You can use your fingers to mix it in. A lot of people do that, as a matter of fact, and they lift it very gently like this with their fingertips because they claim, and I think it's probably true, that it gives more air and more volume to the flour. Okay, and it doesn't have to be smooth at all. I think you can see. Just get the rest of this butter off of here. Okay, so this is oatmeal, oat bran, flour, brown flour, wheat flour, baking soda, sugar, and salt. Now to that we are going to add buttermilk, Guinness, and this Guinness is the kind that has the widget in it, if anyone is familiar with that. You hear this? It makes a head. So if you ever get Guinness in a pub and you get that nice creamy head on it, it's because of the draft. But this widget creates that. Now I'm just going to pour in about a tablespoon. It's a little bit like molasses, but it has a very distinctive flavor. Now, this is what most people consider to be almost like a porridge consistency. Very, very thin. Okay, it's ready for the pan, but first we'll butter the pan. And again, I'm using my mother's trick. She takes a little bit of the paper from the butter, spreads it around. flour in the batter. Okay, now this is going to bake for 325 for 30 minutes. I'm sorry, 375 for 30 minutes. And then you reduce the oven temperature to 325 for another 30 minutes. So I'm ready to put this in the oven. And we'll set the timer for 30 minutes and then reduce the oven temperature. And that is Guinness and malt wheaten bread.